Hi everyone and welcome to episode 65 of the Voices of Boyle podcast. I can't believe we have 65 episodes recorded. It's mad how time is flying. So today I sit down and I chat with Karolina. Karolina is originally from Poland and she moved to Ireland in 2005 during the boom. She spent 17 years in Athlone working in retail before turning her passion for health and fitness into a career. A fresh start brought Karolina to Boyle, where she now runs small fitness classes and she does personal training too. She's based in Results Gym, just down there at the primary school. Karolina shares her journey with us today, from growing up in a small remote village to building a new life in Ireland, embracing the local community here in Boyle and helping people feel confident in fitness. Listen now, and I hope you really enjoyed the episode, and contact Karolina if you'd like to learn more about her fitness classes and her personal training services. Hi Karolina, and welcome to the Voice of Boyle podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. And this is actually a pleasure to be here.
Oh, thanks for joining us on a Monday morning.
Yeah, it's a little bit dull, but it's nice. Yeah, it's dry.
We're into spring, which is nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Brighter days are coming, please God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Karolina, thank you so much for your time. Let's start, I suppose, at the very beginning. You're originally from Poland.
Yes.
So can you talk to us a little bit about where you're from in Poland, your earlier years growing up, and the decision to move to Ireland?
Oh, cool. Oh, so we're going really far away back. So I think 2005 I came to Ireland just to have a look around. It was the time that everyone were going abroad, and we just moved into European Union. So I was like, oh yeah, everyone going, I'll go as well, have a look around. And here I am after 20 years now.
20 years.
Yes. So this year is 20 years in Ireland. And I think I'm going to stay a little bit longer.
And 20 years, Karolina, you were in Athlone for a while. Is that where you went first, or did you go somewhere else?
No, I was straight away in Athlone.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter was 3 years old when we moved in. So she started crash there. I found a job and she was growing up. She started speaking in English, even play with her Polish friends in English. They were always with their dolls in the room and they were using English language. It was so funny. She was many times we were going out to do shopping and she was like, Mommy, don't speak Polish because we are in Ireland. We need to speak English. So it was the time that she was like really into this country so much.
Oh, bless.
And then, you know what, it kind of life goes on, and she started school. So obviously I was like, this is not time to go back. So I was like, okay, so let's stay here and see how things goes. I was working there, I was working for 10 years in retail, in many different positions, from being a cashier to manager to being a supervisor to working in the deli. I was doing, I met loads of people, and that was the moment when I think it was the best school for English, because when I came to Ireland, I was like, oh, okay, I thought I know a little bit of English, but I couldn't understand anything. So it was really, really hard. So yeah, that was the time that my daughter was growing up. She was in school. I was working. But it was hard because I was always away. I was always working, and she was in the crash or babysitter or with someone else. So I was like, no, I need to change that. I don't like those hours. And I was always in sport back in Poland when I was a kid. So being in kind of moving all the time, it was natural thing for me. So all my life I was cycling, I was playing different sports and running and stuff like that. So, and I like working with people. making kind of people feeling good. So yeah, there was lots of different factors that made me change my career completely, and this is how I end up in being personal trainer. But that's actually that's a longer story. But yeah, it's basically 18 years in Athlone, and now I'm here in Boyle since May 2023.
Wow. So 18 years in Athlone, that's a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Karolina, so you were in retail for many years and you made the transition then into personal training. So how many years ago was that? That was before you came to Boyle?
Oh, yes, that was before. I think I started in... Oh, this is hard now to count all those years.
You'll always get it wrong when you're trying to get the right year.
Yes, but I think it was around 8-9 years ago.
Okay, wow, so a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time now when I look back, and I still enjoy it so much. My passion my level of being passionate about this job definitely is still really, really high, which I actually like, because I remember when I was doing all my courses, they were like, oh, if you're going to survive 2 years, it's probably not much longer, because it's fun job, but it's hard work with people to make them do things they don't really want to do it. Because exercise is something that it's the last thing on our list usually. And when we choosing, okay, I have to do this, pick up kids, work, I don't know, many, many different things in life, exercises are on the bottom. So, so this is a hard product to work with. But I'm here. I'm still here.
Still standing.
Yes.
So, Karolina, we'll go into the fitness in more detail in a couple of minutes, but I'd love to hear where you're originally from in Poland.
Okay, so I was born in Wrocław, and then I think I was big city. I'm not sure, maybe population 1 million.
Wow.
People, so it's a big city. My granddad was professor in the university there. And my parents were really young, and they were living with my granddad. And I think there was something not right between my mom and her dad. And they decided to move out from Granny's house. And we moved into a small little village. And it was placed, there was only shop which was open every second day from 8 till 10, only when there was delivery of bread and very basic stuff. My school was about 7 kilometers away, and it was kind of middle of nowhere. So from being a child with growing up in the creche, and I have all the facilities and everything around, to just being in the middle of nowhere and trying to adjust. So I was growing up there, and I moved out when I was 18. I couldn't wait. I was like,
get out of the small town.
18, I'm done with this. This is it. Yes. So,
and where did you move at 18? You didn't stay in the same village, obviously?
No. The city was called Opole. It's about 40 kilometers from the village I was living, and that was the time my parents were already after I think it was about 2 years after they divorced. So there was only my mom, my sister, and me there. And I was a rebel. I was like, oh no. Oh, it was hard times between me and my mom. And as soon as I was 18 and our first argue, I was like, I'm done. I'm moving out. So I moved out, and I didn't know where I'm going because I have nothing planned, actually. So I moved in to my friend's house she was like, oh, you can sleep in my room for a few days. And then there's another room next door that you can probably rent it. So I was like, okay, grand, let's do it. So that was grand. Then I started looking for a job. I was very young. I was 18, and I was in school, but I was in school kind of for adults. So I was going there in the evening, so it wasn't kind of full time. So I had a little bit of freedom. So I found a job. Oh, that would be a long story.
Yeah,
Florence.
yeah.
Oh
Well,
no.
you know,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
We will.
Because I can keep going. We're gonna stay here forever.
Okay, so that's when you were 18. I suppose we could all have plenty of stories back then.
Yes.
But I suppose, Karolina, the decision then to move to Ireland in 2005, was it an easy decision? Like, you had a 3-year-old, it must have been a big decision at the time.
Yes. Big
And of course,
decision.
20 years ago, life was very different back then.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, we didn't have the internet like we have today and
Yes.
all the resources and everything. So it must have been a pretty big decision.
It was hard.
Yeah.
So the whole thing, because I was in relationship with my my daughter's father at that time. I was a mom pretty young. I was 20 when Morgan was born, and he went to Athlone to work, and he was here about 6 months away, and I was living in Poland. And then we decided, he was like, maybe you will come here as well, and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, right, I have to leave my family. And that was the hardest part. My sister, I have a 6 years younger sister, and we didn't have a great relationship when we were younger, but we kind of started to have a better relationship in the moment when I was leaving. So that was hard. I remember this moment. That was lots of tears. Because I didn't know where I'm going. I didn't know what's going to happen next. And there was there was one-way ticket.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I was always also very curious, and I always wanted to go and live somewhere abroad and learn different culture and language, and so I was excited to go. Yeah, I think only family was the hardest part of this. Then, of course, language, that was a different story. But yeah, so that was 2005. And I came, and I didn't go back home, I think, for first 3 years.
Okay.
And that was also because after 3 years, things changed so much, and they changed in Poland. And when I went back, I was like, oh, wow, all these buildings and the changes. And I was like, maybe life is good here. Maybe I'm supposed to go back. But that was the moment when Morgan was already in school, and it was friends. And it was probably mostly about my kids to stay in Ireland, because I didn't want it to mix in her head too much. So yeah, so I was keep going.
Oh, so that was 3 years. Yeah, 3 years is a long time, especially as you said, when your relationship was developing better with your sister. A lot changes then in 3 years.
Yes.
So it's hard to be away.
Yes, especially she has also kids, and I love my nephew and my niece, and when I was away, my niece grew up so quick. Over this 3 years, I haven't seen her. But yeah, then I changed that. I was trying to make sure that at least once a year, or they coming in here, or I'm going to see them. Usually I'm going. It's a hard work. It's a hard work to visit family, yes. But yes, we're trying to and we're going for holidays now every year together. So yes, we are trying.
And Poland, Karolina, has changed so much in that time.
Oh, yes.
Like, you're gone now 20 years.
Oh, yes.
I'd say it seems like a different country.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's teasing me.
Yes, yes.
Because I really miss my family. I keep saying that, but because that is the main reason. But in general, the way, like, economically and everything changed so much, and there's so many opportunities, and there's no before maybe we didn't have such a variety of everything. So yes, it's teasing me to go back,
And
maybe
the food and the food.
yes.
Yeah,
Food is the best.
because
Yes.
now, of course, a lot of people, thanks to Ryanair, go on holidays to Poland.
Oh, yes.
So
Yummy.
Warsaw, Krakow, Gdansk. We were in Gdansk before Christmas there, and the food stands out.
What's your favorite?
Oh, I love the pierogi. Isn't that what? Is that how you say it?
Pierogi,
Yeah.
yes,
So I
good
love
one.
the cabbage and the mushroom ones.
Oh,
They're lovely. But then, of course, you can get them here now because
Yes, you
everything's
can.
so accessible.
Of course,
Yeah.
yes. Even Super Value, they have a nice
They
selection.
They
Yes.
do.
Yes.
And Karolina, what would you say? I suppose back in 2005, a lot of people moved from Poland, as you said, when you joined the EU. So there was that kind of big rush of people coming over. So it was great to have the community of other Polish people, I'd say, at the beginning, just to kind of find your feet. And like you said, with Morgan, she could have her friends to play with and stuff.
Yes.
But how did you find Ireland when you came here? What did it feel like? You know,
first thing,
apart from people talking super fast.
Do you know what? That was, I got used to it.
Yeah.
Grand. I'm grand now.
You're grand.
I'm
There you
grand.
go. You're
Yes.
settled.
yes. And I think that was just kind of natural way of being here for so long. And because I work in retail, it was constant contact with total different accents and
Talking about the weather.
Oh my God. I'm trying.
I'd say you're probably so ingrained.
Do you know what? No, the thing is, I don't think Polish people are such a small talker, and I think we will be more like, okay, hi, and then it's like, did I know him? Yeah. So we kind of it's not that we don't like doing it. It's maybe not just in our culture. So that was the thing that I have to really get used to it. But it's lots of funny situations, actually. I never forget. I was working on Delhi. That was on petrol station in Athlone, and there was this lady came, and she asked me to cut a few slices of ham for her, and she was like, "Oh, thank you, good girl." And I went home, and I was like, "Oh, she was so nice." She said I'm a good girl. And I was keep saying this. And my partner at that time, he was like, but people are all the time saying this. And I was sure we don't really using that kind of, we don't say those things to people. and I was like, the cooker, she's a good girl. So in general, the kindness, I think it was something which is lovely. And the lovely thing, the word, it's kind of with me since I live in Ireland. The slow life. This is a completely different lifestyle. I think even that I'm from most of my life, I was living in a village. There was always rush, and there was always, we have to do things for yesterday in Poland. So everything has to be done now. And many times I was working, and I was great worker. Everyone where I worked, they were hiring me. They were like, I was going up, more work, because I was working really fast. This is how we do. This is what we have to do. So definitely the more relaxed lifestyle, and I like it.
Yeah.
Yes, when I came here and I saw the car in front of me, and there was a guys talking in the middle of the street, standing there, and they just showing me, just a few more seconds. In Poland, it was like, the hell is this? So I'm late. But at this stage, I love it.
Yeah.
And even waiting for plumber sometimes for 3 days. And
he
meant to be a 4, but he's coming next Wednesday.
Yeah, there's a downside.
Yes, but in
general, yeah.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
No, it's very kind place, and it's very, I think it's very safe place still. Even that for the last maybe few years, maybe it's a little bit worse, and it's not that safe. especially for women. But I think it's still very safe. And I still sometimes forgetting to lock my back door because I feel I'm in a safe place. So yes, in general, I hate the weather. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
no, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Yes, even that I'm here 20 years and I got a nice clothes and hats and everything. Still maybe the darkness maybe it's not even the rain, but it's kind of all the time kind of dark.
Gloomy and grey.
Yes, so I'm trying to go away for about 2-3 times a year. I'm trying just to get out, because this is something I think I will never get used to.
Yeah.
And
Karolina, so coming to Boyle then.
Oh,
yeah. So talk to us about why Boyle. Why did you choose Boyle?
Oh, I never choose Boyle.
Boyle
choose me.
This is what so many people say. Is like, I didn't choose Boyle. Boyle chose me. So tell us, why did Boyle choose you?
Yes, I think Boyle chose me because it was a time when I needed to move out. So I was going through kind of pretty hard times in my life. I was going through a breakup after being 17 years in a relationship. So it was most of my adult life. And that was our decision. So I had to move out somewhere. And I started looking for houses in Ireland. And unfortunately, there was nothing. Well, there was loads of houses for €2,000 a month, really expensive. And if there was something which was pretty doable for me, they were not getting back to me. So it was very, very hard to find anything. And I was actually dying to move out that time. So I had it in my head. One of my members in Athlone, she offered me a house for weekends years ago. She was like, "Oh, you know what? I have a house in Boyle. It's empty. There's no one there. If you ever want to go for a weekend, you can go there." And I remember that time when she offered that, I was like, "Boyle, I know where is it? Because many times I'm passing this place, going to Sligo or Bundoran." But I was thinking, what's there? And I never went. So I never used her offer that time. So I was thinking, maybe I'm going to text her. And so I text her and she was like, "Listen, you helped me a lot one time. So this time I would like to help you. And if you want, that could be your startup. Just you go there for 2-3 months, you sort out your things, and then we talk, we'll see what's going to happen." So I was like, even now I have a little bit of tears in my eyes. It was really, really lovely.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yes. So I think she didn't even ask me to pay for first few months. So I was like, grand, I have a place to live, at least for another few months before I figure it out what to do next. So I hired man with a van. I think I found him somewhere online. I think it was a fella from French Park. And he came with a van. I filled... Yeah, I throw out lots of things because after 17 years of moving out and sorting out stuff, it was lots of things. We have lots. You have lots of things here. Mm-hmm. Imagine move out from here.
Oh, you need when it's a fresh start. I think you need that.
Yes,
clear out, get rid of things.
Yes, yeah. But we still had lots of things.
Yeah.
So we packed the van. I think it took us a week, probably 10 days, I think, kind of driving up and down and from Athlone and plus this van, and we moved in here. And I remember first day, I was like, okay, we need to buy food. So let's go and see what's around. We went to Super Value. That was the biggest options, like the most options to buy stuff in one place. And I had a feeling that people are looking at us. And I was like, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe it's just in my head. But I have a feeling that people are kind of looking at us. And I was like, okay, grand. We had our shopping done, went home. I kind of figured out the house, and then I was like, right, I have no job. So I'm in a new place. I don't know anyone here, and I have no work. So I Google Map and I started searching for a gym, obviously, because that was the first place to go. So I found, and it was actually 300 meters from my house. So I was like, woohoo, happy days. It's 300 meters away. So I'm going there. So I went, and I text the fella first on Instagram, but I didn't said that I'm PT. I was pretending that I'm just looking for a gym for myself. So he was like, oh, grand, you can come this time and I will show you around. And then I came. And I said, oh, I just moved in and I'm a PT. And he kind of changed. He was like, oh, okay. So I obviously started asking him about kind of work. Maybe he needs some help, or maybe I can hire something. He was like, no. I have my plans. I have a girl here. I do this. So he showed me what he's doing. So I went home and I was like, great. So I have no job. I think people are kind of looking at me weird in the shop, and what I'm doing here. My landlady, the girl I hired the house, she rang me and she was like, how are you getting on? I was like, I'm good, but I don't know. It's just a little bit not the way I think it will be. And she was like, where did you go? I was like, oh, I was there. I was asking for but you meant to go to Darren. And I was like, well, who's Darren? Well, there's this fella there. He has a gym. I was like, okay, I didn't see this gym. Go there. So I was like, okay. So I went to Darren. I went in and I went to the gym, and there was nobody. It was one person in the gym. And the gym was kind of like someone forgot about this gym. Long time no see.
Yeah.
And there was this one lady there, one girl, and I asked her, is there anyone here? Anyone working? And she was like, and who are you? And I was like, oh, I'm Karolina. I just moved in. I'm a PT. And she was like, I'm a PT as well. And she was kind of looking at me weird. I was like, okay, grand. Okay, another one here. I don't know if that will be successful. Who are you looking for? Maybe, is there any manager? And she was like, okay, I show you. There's a guy in the front, and he has his treatment room. Okay, so I just looked in and I just said hello and was like, listen, if you have time, maybe tomorrow to meet up, can we meet up? Yeah, no problem. And so I left my number and he texted me, I think maybe in the evening. And I was like, oh yes, at least I have some kind of, I was like, hope, yeah, there's maybe something maybe happened there. So we met up. I came back to the gym. We met up. I quickly told Darren my life story and what's going on. He told me he was also after pretty hard times in his life, and I was like, listen, can I clean in your gym? And he just gave me those keys, and he was like, you know what, you go and do whatever you want. So I was like, okay, there is some opportunity. So I look around, and I think that was the summer because I moved in end of May. And so the whole June, July, I was going there every day, and I was doing it bits by bits, a little bit there, a little bit here. And I think that was my therapy to kind of go through this transformation in my life. So it helps me to put my head. So I remember that time I was doing like loads of gardening and this gym. So those two things was kind of keeping me going through this transformation. So yeah, and then was the time to start think about work. And I remember Darren was like, listen, if you want to start doing any PTs, we can always do some deal. You can bring people here and see how is that going to be. So, and because I had my own business going for the last 8 years, so I was registered and I was just ready to go.
Yeah.
In any time. It was just a matter to find people who would like to train with me. And so I started bringing people to Darren's gym. He kind of suggests to his clients to start training with me to be with their injuries or post injuries. So I think my first client was Darren texted me. He was like, look, he sent me a screenshot that, oh, look, there's this fella. He's looking for help. He would like to start a gym. Would you like to start with him? And I was a little bit scared because he was like, oh, he's a big farmer. And I was like, in Athlone, for 5 years, I was working only with girls. So it was a completely different approach. And I was like, okay. He was like, listen, if you're going to do something with this man, everyone will know you in this town. And I was like, okay, grand.
I have to take the risk.
So we set up the consultation with this guy, and he came, and automatically we clicked. I thought I know him all my life. So we started training. He got great results. First month, second month, and we got so friendly that I think without him, I would say I wouldn't survive that easy in Boyle for the last year and a half. People talking that we are a couple, and because we're spending lots of time together. So I heard the gossips, yes, that we are engaged and stuff like that.
Okay.
We're farming together. So I learned lots of things about farming. Yeah, so this is where it started. And then it was just word of mouth. And on this stage, I think after a year and a half, I count the other day, I think I have 40 members.
That's brilliant, Karolina.
So yes, I'm very proud of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great to hear your story. And it just shows, obviously when you landed first in Boyle, you knew nobody, going into Super Value and just feeling that paranoia that people were looking. And look how far you've come in that short time. Does it feel like you've always been here, or
do you know what?
Do you feel really settled now?
Yeah, because I didn't know that I'm going to stay or not. So the decision about opening a studio rent a room from Darren in his gym, but to make it a little bit separate. It was very hard as well because in my profession, I need to invest lots of money in equipment. So I need to have all these heavy barbells and dumbbells and all these stuff. So that was also kind of, then I'm going to stay here, or is only a bus stop for like 3 months, or I'm going to do something about my life in Boyle. So I think on this stage, I'm kind of, I think I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer. I wasn't sure for a long, long time. And even when I opened the place, I was still questioning my business a lot and the place, and this is my place. But I think, I'm pretty settled.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
I think, yes.
And that's good news for everyone.
Yes,
everyone that wants to get fit in Boyle.
Yes.
So Karolina, talk to us a little bit about what you do down there. So obviously, as you said, you have your own little room there now. You've invested in really good equipment and you do classes and you also do personal training. But talk to us a little bit about the classes first.
Right. Okay. So in general, my mission is to make people comfortable in uncomfortable environment, because I think gym, not for everyone, is a place which is friendly place. You going in, you're like, okay, there's like some people training, they know what they're doing. I'm not sure, maybe that I'm okay with my form and stuff, which exercises I supposed to do. So I'm in general, I'm a trainer for normal people. So this is my mission. I want to help people who are, first thing, if they have no time, because I'm trying to make this efficient, and I'm using always science to go to achieve people's goals. For people who have no clue what to do or where to start, my mission is also to teach. So this is not only that you coming in and I'm telling you do 5 squats, and you're doing 5 squats. I'm also telling you why you're doing those squats, and why you're supposed to do this way and not this way. So to make you independent for future, that you can train without me anywhere you want. So classes are small group. Well, January was big. I know you joined us for 2 classes, and it was actually pretty busy. Normally we have maybe 2-3 people less, but January is usually it's the busy time. I'm trying to have a personal approach. So even that we maybe have a similar exercises to perform, everyone have a different starting point and different abilities, different history. So I'm trying to give people a task that they are able to do, but they are still a little bit challenging, and little bit challenging every time you're in. I think I'm pretty reasonable. I don't know. What do you think within training? I'm not a crazy trainer who's...
No, not at all. I actually really enjoyed it. I should have went more as always.
Oh, that's a different story.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed it. Myself and my niece Megan went in together, and it's great because for me, I suppose I would have done a lot of running in the past, and obviously there's a massive increase now in people doing strength training. Later on in life you'll feel the benefits. You see like 50-year-olds now and they're going for hip replacements and all this just because sedentary lifestyle. So there's been a huge increase in the popularity of that. So myself and Megan were like, now this year, the usual, we're going to get stronger.
Very good.
But what I found brilliant was the form.
Okay.
So learning how to do the things properly, because literally like a minute thing out of alignment and you just don't get the benefit of the exercise.
Yes.
So for me, you were brilliant in showing for the lifts how to do them properly, and even like the arch in the back like properly, and yeah, that's what I found was brilliant. And I think for anyone that wants to learn how to do things properly in an environment where it's really comfortable and you're not waiting for someone else to take your place, once you leave, like you're in no rush, you can take your time, move on as you please. Perfect.
This is really good feedback. I really like that, because this is what I want from what I can offer to my members. So yes, if you want to learn and if you want to do it in a nice and friendly environment, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, and we'll put put all the links and the schedule and that in the notes for the podcast as well. But yeah, I think for anyone that wants to learn how to lift properly and do proper strength training, it's amazing. And one of the thing is as well is we were just I was a beginner. Megan would be lifting more than
definitely.
me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was visible.
Yeah. So she would be much better at it than me in terms of she could lift heavier and all of that. So for me, I could do my weight and then straight away she could come in and do her weight.
Yes.
So it's not like you have to maintain the same level as everyone else.
Absolutely
you can go at your
not.
own pace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is really important. This is something I'm telling always in my classes, and I'm trying, because we have a limited space. So usually 2 people are working together. And I'm trying to have people who are, well, in the beginning, maybe they know each other, just they can feel comfortable. But after a while, I'm trying to put people who have a similar strength. Maybe one person can push a little bit the other. But oh yes, definitely everyone have a different starting point. And that's what I love in strength training, that it's long term, and you come in and today you're doing 10, but you don't have to do 12 and a half next time. You can do 11 next time. Mm-hmm. Do a little bit, a half step, so up. And this is very important to make it healthy, to not, because it's, strength training, injuries, my back. Yes, if you do it wrong, if you do it too much, but building up, yes, building up nice and slow. So this is also about personal training. Yes. I do, because it's totally personal approach. I do an assessment in the first session. So we are trying to figure out what's your mobility, what's your flexibility, what's your fitness level, how are you feeling in the gym environment. We're going through your sport history, through your injuries. We can do a body scan, so see how is your body composition. And looking at all those informations, we are setting up a plan. And then people hire me from different reasons. Some people need just me there waiting for them. And I don't even have to do anything. Sometimes the PT session is all about that I'm there, that it's paid, because
accountability,
this is also,
isn't it?
Yes, this is very important. So, yes, lots of people want me to, let's do a few sessions, teach me how to squat, how to deadlift, how to do different movement, why this and that. They're just learning for, let's say, 5 sessions. And then they are independent and they can go in their own pace to the gym. So there's lots of different reasons. People after injuries, after they need help after rehab, to do a rehab. I'm working with people from age 16 up to, I think, 87 at the minute.
Wow.
So
wow.
It's different. It's not that, this, because I heard actually opinion, this is a good word for this, about me, that this is the girl she's lifting weights, it's not for me. But I don't only lift weights. So in my work, I'm just trying to help someone who wants to achieve their goals, but from his starting point, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If
it's all personal, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, and it's very close relationship with trainer. Like, I'm easygoing, but I don't take time wasters. Seriously. Yeah. If you're a time waster, don't call me. No. Yeah. No, you have to be disciplined. It's a hard work. Yeah. It's work. Yes. Yes.
Well, you want people to get their results. I
have the best job in the world. I'm telling people what to do, and they have to do the work.
Yeah. So that's brilliant, Karolina. So that's the classes. And just on that note, you do classes for ladies only, and you do mixed classes, and you do a men's only class as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So we can actually post the timeline or the timetable in the notes.
Perfect.
And then the personal training will be completely separate. Obviously, whoever wants to do that can contact you and come up with a plan based on their history, as you said.
Yes.
So that's brilliant. So I suppose plans for the future then. You said you're settled. You're settled. So do you think, Karolina, obviously, where would you call home? Would Poland still be home for you?
Oh no, well,
Because like say you've spent.
You see, this is a hard question, but if I say go, I'm going home. I'm going
home. Yeah.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here.
Oh yes.
So
yes.
plans for the future. Does it involve? It'll involve Boyle for the short term anyway. You'll stay.
Yes, definitely. I want to stay for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know how long, but you know what? I'm very since I'm single, because I was in relationship for 17 years, and when we are in a relationship, there's always some compromises we're going, and I'm not saying they are good or bad. It's just different. So at the minute, I'm discovering completely different situation as an adult, and I can do all the choices myself. So this is really exciting. So I don't know, because I'm pretty spontaneous, and I kind of, if there's opportunities in life, not always, but if those opportunities are nice, like for example today, I'm taking them, and so I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, for now, definitely I want to stay, and I want to open more slots because classes are getting busier, and ladies are getting stronger, and guys, of course, yes, everyone are getting stronger. Yeah, and I would like to continue my mission here. And I got much more equipment this year. So,
Great.
yeah. So, and I'm planning for more. So, hopefully, just to make everyone happy. And also this training, because it's hard, make it fun and making different variations and stuff. So
great, Karolina. And just one more thing, I suppose. I was stalking your Facebook page yesterday.
Oh,
and what was really evident was your love of the great outdoors and traveling.
Oh yes.
And you've been to many places. You're into your hiking, your biking, your kayaking, everything. And of course, you've got to see a lot of places with friends and with Morgan as well. So talk to us a little bit about your love of travel and getting to experience those new places. And where has been your favourite place?
Oh no, this is a hard
Can you choose?
Okay, so I love going abroad. Oh, I love Ireland.
Yeah.
Let's start from here. I think when I look on my map, West Cork.
Oh, it's amazing.
But this is the place I didn't discover yet properly, and I started Donegal only last year while I moved here. But I travel. I think I love most of the places in Ireland. I love it. Wild Atlantic Way is my favorite.
So beautiful.
Yes, and even last year, I'm sitting here and I see camper van outside.
Yeah.
I don't have a camper van, but I was like, feck it, I'm going to sleep in the car. And I went to Connemara. I was paddleboarding in the morning. Oh, it was just so beautiful. Ireland, it's absolutely stunning. When the weather is beautiful, I cancel sometimes classes when it's summer. I have to admit that, because here it's hard to plan. You really need to be spontaneous, and if you have this opportunity to go out and see these beautiful places in Ireland, just go, and because yes, it's really worth it. So Ireland in general, I love it, especially West Coast and Donegal. Yeah, Donegal is stunning. I started and I want to discover more this year.
Did you know about the Wild Atlantic Way passport?
Yes, I have.
You have it, okay.
Yes, and I have a good few missing points, especially the one which are on the islands, like Aran Island. So I was not there yet, but that's the plan. But I bought it in Shannon Airport. I remember I was actually going somewhere abroad,
Brilliant.
and I got the Atlantic Way passport. I don't know, I think it's just a kind of natural way of just want to see places and learn, try different things and just try different food. And what's my favorite? Oh, I don't know. I was living in Crete for 6 months. And that was during COVID. People was hating me. People were like, "Oh, you bitch on living on the beach while it's COVID." Yes,
Yeah.
that was, well, I can't say that I was lucky to have it. I created this opportunity.
Exactly.
So it was great. And it was a little bit like Ireland because it was small. It was on the island, and people were kind of very open and happy, and even that it was hard times. Yeah, I was living my dream there. It was the food. Oh, Greece. Yeah, in general, I love Greece. Croatia. Oh, so
it's hard to choose.
You know what? Very hard.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm trying to go. So yes, I was in Morocco last December, and I was just for 4 days with my friend, and I had a feeling that I didn't use the whole kind of experience over those 4 days. So I'm going now in March. This time, first time in my life, actually, alone.
Back to Morocco.
Yes.
Brilliant.
But I decided to go to less touristic place, to a little village, and try kite surfing, because I always see people doing it, and I'm like, maybe I'm gonna just try. Someone will show me how to do it, and if I'm gonna like it, Ireland is a great place to do a kite surfing. So
good
maybe
for you.
Something to do.
Yeah, good for you.
Listen.
Take it as a background research.
Yes.
So that's in March. And have you anything else planned for later in the year? Or if we get a good summer here, we're blessed. You don't really have to go as many places.
No, that's why I'm kind of planning to stay in summer in Ireland, because I was definitely going to travel. Maybe not every weekend, but I will try maybe twice a month to different areas in Ireland. But exciting. In September, I'm planning with cooperate with Irish Budgeting Mommy. You can look up her on Instagram. We're going to organize a healthy, wealthy retreat in Spain.
Fantastic.
So it's a little bit mess because of the storm, and because it was like all these things happen lately. But we're going to meet up next week, and so we want to do it probably in first week of September, somewhere in Spain, big villa, maybe 10 people there, and every day some nice activities. Yoga, training, hiking, maybe paddleboarding. I think she's planning some treatments. I'm not sure yet what's the details, but
brilliant. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, you can go with us. We're going to have a great time.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. So.
And Karolina, getting to bring Morgan then to different countries, that must be nice. Different cities. Did you go to Rome? Was it Rome? Yeah.
Oh, yes. I was in Rome. Yes. Oh, that was years ago. Oh, yes. Rome. It was lovely. Oh, the best. I think it was really the best pizza I ever ate.
Was in Rome?
Yes, it was in Rome, and it was seafood pizza.
Seafood.
So, yes. Oh, yes. I love trying different things, and Rome. Yeah, it was very busy. Too busy, maybe.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. Nice to go there at least once in your life
and see it.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Lovely, Karolina. Well, I think that's really it. I have your future plans. I have your history, and I have your moving to Boyle and setting up the classes. And as I said, for anyone listening, we'll post all the information in the notes and link to Karolina's pages on Facebook and that. And just to finish up, is there anything you'd like to talk about, Karolina, that we haven't touched on?
Do you know what? The one thing which is really important in Boyle for me is the community. And I think I wouldn't be where I am without all these people that I met. And it's only a year and a half. And when I look back, every person on my way helped me somehow to make me to be in the place I am at the minute. And the feeling comfortable that I don't go to Super Value anymore. And I don't feel, well, yes, maybe people are looking at me and they're like, oh, hi, Karolina. Yes, I'll be back to your class. Oh, yeah. Or they're hiding their shopping. Yeah, but no, I definitely, the feeling of being home. And like you asked me, yes, I can say I'm home because it's the community and it's not. Yes, actually I have a lovely house as well. I'm also, and this is because someone let me know, which I know from the gym and blah, blah, blah. So, the community is so supportive here. And I didn't experience that before in Ireland so much, like in Boyle. And every time now I'm not even surprised that people are so helpful to each other and so supportive in different situations. So yes, so I want to just say thank you to community and to all my friends I met here, and I think I made here friends for life for sure. So yeah.
That's lovely. Well, I think we'll finish on that, Karolina.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks a million.
Thank you so much, Florence. Thank you.